Hello, my name's Ulysses Maclaren. I'm the General Manager of SSW, and I want to show you a few ways that make email a more useful tool in your organization. So the first thing is we use our inbox as a task list. So it's really important that you don't have any emails in your inbox that are not tasks. If you get an email which is just information, read it and delete it, or save it in saved items if you need to. Really, you shouldn't be deleting emails from your deleted items anyway, so if you need to delete something, you can always find it again later. So this is really just your task list. Once you've done a task, reply done to it so that the person who sent it to you and all the people CC'd know what's going on, and then delete it. So here's a scenario. We've got New, who is a friend of mine at work, has sent me a task. As you can see, I'm using conversation view here so that I can see all the emails that relate to this thread in one place. And he's asked me to make a couple of changes to a website, and he's asked Marlon to do something as well. So I want to point out a few different things he's done here, which are good general practice. First thing he's done is he sent me a task and Marlon a task. So to point out very easily the sections that we each need to work on, he's used header 3, which is Control-Alt-3 on your keyboard for a shortcut. I'll show you this closer up. I've already written up a reply so you can see this. So when he came up, he had a conversation with me to give me some context on what he wanted me to do rather than just blindly sending me an email. And he's written as per a conversation in the top of the email. Cool, so he's asked me to do a couple of changes. These are both web changes, just changes to things on a website. So a nice format for that is change from X to Y. In this case, on this page, change from that to that. And he's highlighted the part that he wants me to change. Again, that gives me the context, so I know exactly where in the web page I need to change in case there's any confusion there. And he's also numbered each task and indented them, so it's very clear what I need to do. And when I reply back, I can refer to that if I've got any issues, or if I want to say I can do one but I can't do two. So here's my reply here. First thing I've done is I know that Raj is interested in this topic, so I've added him to the loop. So I've CC'd him there and just letting everyone else know that he's added to the loop. I've said, hi New. I've referenced his numbered tasks, and I've said number 1 is done, and I've given him a link. If this was a more complex thing, I might give him a screenshot, or I might copy and paste what I've done and put it in, but in this case it's a very simple change, so I've just given him the link so he can check and confirm that what he wanted done was done. Now, there's one part that I was curious about. So again, to give context, I've indented what he said, I've quoted him, and I've put this little greater than symbol in. And I've said, are you sure rate should have a capital R? So in this case. This is a really useful tool as well, especially if, for instance, I'd done one but I hadn't done two, and I needed to point out something that he'd said and reply to that, or if he asked me a question that hadn't been numbered, I can use this quotation tool to respond to that. You need to always reply to all when you reply to a thread, because people who are CC'd are often interested in seeing if something's happened, and if they get dropped out of the loop without any reason, that doesn't work well. The only reason you wouldn't reply to all is if you're BCC'd, because then people on the thread aren't supposed to know that you're there. So just to recap, we've talked about inbox management, we've talked about inbox grouping by conversation, the as per a conversation rule, using H3 for multiple twos, change from X to Y with indents. We've used inline context using the greater than symbol. I also didn't put a signature on this email, and he didn't put a signature on this email because these are internal emails. So you only need a signature when it's going out to a client. And we've added or removed people from the loop, so adding Raj to the loop, or you can say removing Raj from the loop if I was taking him out. So that's pretty much everything. Once I've done this, I would send this email, and then I delete it from my inbox. So that's just a few ways that you can use email more effectively to make it a useful tool. Cheers.
Did you get all that? We'll take the SSW TV quiz and test your knowledge now.